Hello, this is Professor Doug, and we are going to look at Chapter 2 of Hibbler's Mechanics of Materials, 10th edition, relating to concepts of strain. And we'll be solving a few problems in Excel for examples presented in this chapter. In the first example, which is example 2.8, we have a problem which shows us a wire AB is unstretched when theta, you can see theta up here near anchor point B, is 45 degrees. If a load is applied to the bar AC, which is hinged, so it's able to rotate downward, causes theta to increase 2 degrees to become 47 degrees, determine the normal strain of the wire. So if you look at the problem, you can see that this is a triangle where we have side L, and the hypotenuse must be square root of 2L from trig, and we can look at complementary angles and work this problem out. So for this problem, we need to use the law of cosines. So we're going to set up an Excel sheet where we first enter theta, the given angle of 45 degrees, and then the theta prime, which we're calling 47 degrees based on the problem information. So we've gained 2 degrees of angle as bar AC rotates clockwise downward and due to the load applied, and then AB, the wire, will stretch. So we want to determine the normal strain in the wire. So we can use a non-starter value for L here, a non-zero starter value for L, and we'll put that in a minute. And then we know that AB, because it's an isosceles triangle here, I just want to hide something for future review. So let's use 1. Again, we don't want to use 0 for these values of non-zero starter values. We use 1. So if L is 1 and the bar AC, which is also L, is 1, then AB, the wire, must be 1 times the square root of 2, which clearly is 1.414. Okay. Likewise, if we use a different number like 2, we would get 2 times the square root of 2 for AB, which would be 2.82. So we're going to stay with 1, and then we're going to look at the law of cosines for the solution in order to find, what do we want to find? We want to find AB prime, okay, the length of AB prime. So we're going to call that L prime AB in this example. So we have to rearrange the law of cosines, which you see here. And when we rearrange that law of cosines, we are going to write it as L prime AB equals 2L cosine of, this time it's 43. Well, where did the 43 come from? Well, the 43 comes from 90 minus 47, okay? So that's why we need this example in here. You can see we're calling this phi. So 90 minus 47 is going to be 43. So it's 2L cosine of 43 degrees, and that will give us L prime AB. Okay, so when we do the calculation, we get, based on our non-zero started value, again, that can change, but let's leave it at 1. And then we had a hidden cell in here. So if I unhide the cell, excuse me, we want to calculate our strain. So from this equation, 2L cosine 43 gives us L prime AB of 1.463 units. Well, unstretched, the wire was 1 times the square root of 2, which is 1.414. Now it's 1.463, so it's a little bit longer. So the calculation of the normal strain of the wire is quite simple. It's just the stretched length, L prime AB, minus the original length, divided by the original length. And that's from the formula from strain, which you see presented in this chapter and in many lectures on strain in strength of materials. So that equation is just simply B16 here, which is the new length, the stretched length of L prime AB, minus the original length, and then divide by the original length. And we get 0.30343. Okay, so if we want to look at that in terms of a percentage, we could just simply say that that's going to be about 3.4%. Okay, so this will work with any value of L except 0. So we don't want to use 0. We could even put in 100, and you'll still get the same answer. Okay, So it'll be relative to whatever L and the square root of 2 times L for the hypotenuse is. So that's the solution to this problem. We're going to move on to another problem. And the problem we're moving on to is example 230. So this one is a rectangular plate deformed into the shape shown by the dashed line. So this is undergoing some force that's going to cause strain. And we're going to determine the average normal strain along the diagonal BD. Okay, and then the average shear strain at the corner B relative to the XY axes. So the corner B is down here. So let's first look at this. We've got AD, originally AD is 300 millimeters, and AB, originally AB, that's along the horizontal, is 400. So it's pretty clear that this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. So 300, 400, 500. So we're going to enter in those data here, and we should be able to get started on the problem. So if we enter in these values of AB and BC, the original values, and we've got all of our 4 sides here, and it's originally a rectangle. So we know that the diagonal BD then is 500 because this is by Pythagorean theorem. It's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. 300, 400, 500. BD originally is 500 millimeters across the diagonal. Now when the load is applied or the force is applied that deforms this this polygon into a new shape that's shown by the dashed lines, we want to then figure out what's the stretched length of BD. So that's BD prime. Okay, B prime, D prime. And you can do that by inspection. So let's first look at the vertical, which was AD. So what happened with AD? Well, if we go from the original shape, which was 300, we've gained 2 millimeters up here in the positive y direction to get to the corner at D prime, but we also lost 2 millimeters in the lower left corner. So we're looking at a new length of A to D prime of 300 plus the 2 gained minus the 2 lost. And then we're looking along the horizontal, which was AB. Now it's AB stretched to B prime. And so that's 400 here, and we gained 3. You can see that to get to the corner at B prime, but we lost 2 from the original corner at A. So we set that up as 400 plus 3 minus 2. So if we take Pythagorean theorem again to get B prime, D prime, or BD prime, then we get 500.8 just by using that logic. Okay, now we can solve the first part of the problem, which is the average normal strain along BD. So that's just simply done by taking, similar to the last example, 500.8, which is BD prime, minus the 500, which is BD, divided by BD. So it's the delta over the L sub O. And that gives us 0.0016. And again, we can look at that in terms of a percentage if you wish. And that would give us about 0.16%. Okay, so let's go back to the number for millimeters per millimeter, and then you can see it in scientific notation or engineering notation here. Now for the average normal strain, gamma, shear strain at the, average shear strain at the corner B, gamma. For that one, we have to do small angle analysis. And we know that the tangent of gamma is approximately equal to gamma for our small angle analyses in strain problems. And that's the opposite over the adjacent from SOHCAHTOA, TOA. So we're looking at 2 angles here. We have 2 small angles. One of them is phi and the other one's alpha. Phi is shown here, and it looks like the opposite of phi is now going to be 2 millimeters because we are looking at how far up the y-axis our B prime point is from our original axis, from the x-axis. And then we're dividing that by the adjacent. The adjacent is 4 from the corner, original corner at A, 400 plus 3. So that'll give us this number, 2 divided by 400 plus 3, 2 over 403. And then the alpha angle up here is the opposite over the adjacent for that is 3. You can see this 3 millimeters divided by its adjacent side is 300 plus 6. So we're going from the corner at B prime up 300 plus 6, okay? But then we have to subtract 2 from the base. So it's a little tricky here. So that's 3 divided by 300 plus 6 minus 2, so 304, and that gives us this value. Now these are already in radians, so we don't have to convert them, and we can then just simply add them together to get the average shear strain at the corner relative to the XY axes. Is you're just simply adding the two. You're adding phi and alpha, and we leave it as is and express the answer in radians, and we've solved the problems.